Yeah, in that inner product, whatever the probability amplitude that we define, both initial and final states or wave function, whatever you take, those should be individually normalized, okay? Then only that is valid. Whatever pi, psi, whatever we have taken, those should be individually normalized, okay? You have to take normalized wave function, then only that is valid. Yeah, now we shall start this algebraic method of handling harmonic oscillator. It's very important. Again, similar method we follow in case of angular momentum theory. Now, what is the potential? So, what is the V of x? Omega square x square, parabolic. Am I right? Linear harmonic oscillator. Now, what is the range of this potential? Just like in our particle in a box, our range of interest was 0 to A, isn't it? What's the range of this one? I mean, we are assuming it is pure parabolic. Is that okay? Its range is minus infinity to plus infinity. Is that okay? And whatever wave function, whatever you write, or whatever the calculation you do, you are going to integrate from minus infinity to plus infinity. Is it clear? The range of the potential itself is minus infinity to plus infinity. Is that okay? But usually there will be no harmonic oscillator which will be parabolic from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay? We have to later, while discussing some application, we have to restrict ourselves to only small oscillations. But this is the assumption. Assumption. Now let me proceed. Now look at here. This is the potential where x is between minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, if I write Schrodinger equation, look at here, p square by 2m, p cap square by 2m plus v of x. Am I right? What is this one? H cap psi is equal to E psi. Can I write like this? H psi equal to E psi. Where H cap I can write like this. Psi is equal to E into psi. Where E was our separation constant, energy, isn't it? Now, what I do here is I am going to take 1 by 2m outside. I am going to write as I will substitute this v of x. If I take 1 by 2m outside, p cap square plus m omega x the whole square. Check it out. Check this out. Isn't it? P cap square plus m omega x the whole square. If you substitute and take 1 by 2m outside, 1 by 2 outside, 1 by m outside, multiply and divide by m here. X actually x cap here, is that okay? But x cap is x itself. I hope you know that. X cap is x itself. Look at here. Next idea is, this is squaring and adding of two terms, am I right? This part. So that will give some hint to define two more operators so that we can write the whole thing in terms of those operators. And those operators are not any observable. So look at here, p cap, it is observable. Am I right? What is this observable? Momentum. We say momentum operator. Okay, what is this one? Minus I h bar dou by dou x. So position operator, x cap, it is equal to x itself. Now I am going to define two more operators. It is just to solve this problem. It's not any physical quantity. It's not any observable. Okay, we call that one as a rising and lowering operator. A plus cap, A minus cap. Okay, this is defined as. This is just a trick. Okay, I mean, you may not get how how to get into this step? Okay, we don't have target here. Are you getting my point? It's a trick here. 1 by root of 2 h bar m omega, 1 by root of 2 h bar m omega minus ip p cap plus m omega x. Is that okay? Some operator. It's a combination of momentum and position operator. Similarly, we call this one as a rising operator. The reason will come later. Is that okay? Why we call this one as a rising operator? A minus 1 by root of 2 h bar m omega. So, plus ip cap plus m omega x cap. Okay, later we shall see one is Hermitian conjugate of other. We shall see that one in linear algebra. One we say one is Hermitian conjugate of other. Again, I have to define that one. Linear algebra means third chapter. Okay, in Griffiths it's the third chapter. Is that all? Now look at here. One thing you have to observe, x cap into p cap into x cap. These are two different things in quantum mechanics. Why? They are operators, isn't it? So classically, if you have variable x, variable p, this is equal to p into x, am I right? But look at here, x cap and p cap are operators, am I right? X cap into p cap. Product of operator should be again one more operator, isn't it? What is the role of operator? It should operate on something. Shall I say f of x? Is that okay? These two together, they are operating on f of x. That is very much different from these two together operating on f of x. Are you getting my point? Wait a second, let me elaborate. Yeah, they are not simultaneously defined. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about product of two operators. So here this operator comes, isn't it? Next step is I'm going to multiply these two. While multiplying, you have to take care. You should not do ordinary algebra here. Is that okay? That's why I'm just trying to explain. Look at here. X cap into p cap, x cap, p cap, f of x. So what do you mean by this one? First operate p cap, then operate x cap. For first operate p cap, what is that one? Minus I h bar, dou by dou x, p cap on f of x. That means take derivative. What is p cap operator? Minus I h bar and take derivative. Instruction, isn't it? Operator is nothing but instruction. Then multiply by x. Am I right? What is the next thing? X cap is x itself, dou by dou x of f of x. Am I right? Now look at here. P cap, x cap into f of x. Now, what do you mean by this one? First operate x cap, then operate p cap. When you operate x cap, what would happen? When you operate x cap, operating x cap is nothing but multiplying by x. Then operate p cap, that means take derivative of whole thing. Look at here, this is different from this one. That's why whenever you multiply those operators, you have to be careful. X cap into p cap, that is different from p cap into x cap. Clear? Now look at here. Later we shall find some commutation relation. Again, I need that one. Okay, just right now I need that one. First multiply a minus into a plus. A minus cap into a plus cap. Look at here. You have to write down this one and then you have to multiply. Okay, be careful while doing this algebra. 1 by 2 h bar m omega. This is a scalar, you can take it out. But while multiplying these two, you have to be careful. Okay? Now, what is that one? Don't multiply it like a plus b into a minus b. Are you getting my point? A square minus b square. It will not happen like that. Is that okay? Now look at here. So, a minus into a plus, am I right? I p cap plus m omega x cap multiplied with minus I p cap plus m omega x cap. Okay, 1 by 2 h bar m omega. Don't make it as a minus b the whole square. Okay, it will not happen. Look at here. This one multiplied with this one. What is that one? Minus I square p cap square. P cap into p cap. Minus I into plus I plus 1. Isn't it? This one into this one. What would happen? M omega you can take one side. M omega is not any operator. But p cap multiplied this side with x cap. P cap x cap. Or you can write p cap m omega x cap, then you can take m omega outside. For the third term, yeah, I into p cap into m omega x, isn't it? Then m omega x cap into minus I p cap plus m omega x cap the whole square. Check this out. Now these two are not equal. Is that okay? Now let me rewrite. 1 by 2 h bar m omega p cap square. I can take m omega one side, okay? So here also, I and m omega I can take one side. I is also one scalar. Scalar means it's just multiplicative constant, isn't it? Is that okay? Now look at here. I m omega p cap x cap plus or minus I m omega, speak out, x cap p cap plus m omega x the whole square. Check it out. Now do it later again. P cap square plus, that we take minus I m omega outside. Minus I m omega outside, x cap p cap minus p cap x cap plus m omega x the whole square. Check it out. Now we need to work out this one. What is x cap p cap minus p cap x cap? That's also operator, isn't it? That's also operator. We call that one as commutator. Am I right? X cap p cap minus p cap x cap. We call that one as commutator of x comma p. Am I right? That's also operator. Now what is this operator effectively? Is that okay? Now we shall see that one. X cap p cap minus p cap x cap. Let me operate on some function. To find what is that operator, first you have to operate on something, then you have to judge what is it, what it effectively does, isn't it? Now look at here. Let's see, okay? Yeah. X cap p cap f of x minus, isn't it? Look at here. What do you mean by this one? X cap, first do the derivative, isn't it? Then multiply by x minus. So p cap, first multiply by x, then operate p cap, isn't it? So minus I h bar, look at here, x cap multiplying by x cap operating by x cap means multiplying by x itself. Dou f by dou x minus, what is p cap? Minus I h bar dou by dou x, am I right? Minus I h bar dou by dou x into x into f of x. Look at here, operating p cap on now x f of x. Be careful. Minus minus plus, isn't it? Now do what you call differentiation here. Minus I h bar x into dou f by dou x, okay, plus I h bar, take x outside, differentiate f plus I h bar, take f outside, differentiate x, that's 1. Get here, in this process, this got cancelled. Isn't it? This equal to 1. So what is this one? I h bar into f of x. Isn't it? So that's why, look at here, we write, look at here, we write commutator of x cap comma p cap, okay? We write I h bar simply. But you should not write I h bar, you have to write I h bar into identity, okay? Identity operator, you have to treat that one as operator. This together is operator, am I right? You should not write I h bar actually, that's not 100% correct. That's okay. Operating x cap and p cap is nothing but multiplying by I h bar, look at here. That's okay, writing that one I h bar is okay, but better to put identity operator. What do you mean by identity operator? Do nothing. Is that okay? Do nothing. But usually we skip writing this one. In linear algebra, we should take that. We shall take that one again in the third chapter. That is related to commutation. Uncertainty is related to commutation. Is that okay? We shall again, there is a proof, okay? There is a proof of uncertainty principle using this commutation relation and all. No, uncertainty should be explained by measurement. Is that okay? Operator just represent observable. It will help us to calculate expectation value. How we started this operator? By seeing the expectation of P, am I right? It all started with that one. Is that okay? So uncertainty should be explained using measurement. Is that okay? So operators represent observable. It will help us to calculate your sigma x, sigma px, am I right? To calculate all of this, you need expectation x square, am I right? You need those operators. Yeah. So that's why effectively x cap, commutator of x cap and p cap, we say I h bar. That means operating this one is nothing but multiplying by I h bar. Over. So that's why this whole quantity I can write as I h bar. Is that okay? That's why I have done all of this. Later, rest of all commutation relation can be derived using this one. Okay, this is very basic commutation relation. Now look at here. A minus A plus. Look at here. I can write that one as 1 by 2 h bar m omega p cap square minus I h bar. I h bar m omega. Check it out. Now what I do here is 1 by h bar omega outside. Or look at here, look at the manipulation. 1 by h bar omega into 1 by 2m p cap square plus m omega x the whole square. One side plus, let me take this one inside. I will go, isn't it? Minus I square will happen, isn't it? Let me take this one inside. What would happen? 1 by 2. What is this one? P square by 2m plus half m omega square x square. Hamiltonian, am I right? This A minus cap, A plus cap, that is 1 by h bar omega, 1 by h bar omega into Hamiltonian plus half. Isn't it? Just check it out. Similarly, we can prove this one. A plus cap, A minus cap. That's equal to 1 by h bar omega into Hamiltonian minus half. One more negative sign would come here, I think. These two are not equal, okay? Operators, they will not commute. A minus into A plus need not be equal to A plus into A minus. Is that okay? Speak out. Yeah. Now, can you take commutation between A minus and A plus? A minus, A plus. It should be in order, okay? Commutation of A comma B, there should be AB minus BA. Am I right? It should be in order. Similarly, commutation of A minus A plus. Is that okay? A minus A plus minus A plus A minus. Am I right? That means A minus A plus, this minus this. Am I right? Commutation. This minus this got cancelled effectively. Am I right? Half minus of minus half, that's equal to 1. We may use that one, okay, later. Yeah. Next one is, look at here. From this one, let me define h cap. From this one also, let me define h cap. Is that okay? I'll keep it one side. I need that one. So what is h cap here? A minus A plus minus half into h bar omega. Am I right? H bar omega. So check this out. Is that okay? One way of writing h cap. Other way of writing h cap. A plus A minus plus half. Check this out. Into h bar omega. Let me keep it on. Now, when you operate that h cap on psi, you should get E into psi. That's our Schrodinger equation. Now that can be either first one or next second. Okay, you can operate any one of them. Now, look at here. Can you write this one? Later we shall prove this statement. Write down something. If psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E. What do you mean by that one? H cap psi is equal to E psi. Psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E means H cap psi equal to E psi. Is that okay? If psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E, then look at here, a plus cap into psi. Look at here, a plus cap is operator, isn't it? When operator operated on some function, it will become other function, some derivative multiplied by x, like that, isn't it? A plus into psi, you have to treat this one as other function. Is that okay? If psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E, then a plus psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E minus h bar omega, E plus h bar omega. Are you getting my point? Now, treat this one as a whole as a function, okay? H cap a plus psi, that should be equal to E plus h bar omega into a plus psi. Treat this one as other function. That's the solution of Schrodinger equation with energy E plus h bar omega. Clear? Now look at here. In this equation, I have taken psi, okay? Psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E. A plus psi satisfies the Schrodinger, this is again Schrodinger equation. H psi, E psi. But energy is E plus h bar omega compared to earlier. Is that okay? Now we need to prove this one. We need to prove this one. We shall do that one. Okay? We shall prove this. Isn't it? What is the statement? If psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy E, then a plus psi satisfies Schrodinger equation with energy. That is the statement. Am I right? We need to prove that one. Now we shall take this part. Now let me choose this one. Is that okay? Let me choose this one. H cap, h bar omega, a plus a minus plus half, multiplying, operating on a plus cap psi. Check it out. Now, h bar omega, this whole thing is operating, am I right? That means this is operating plus half is operating. Half is operating means multiplying by half. A plus a minus a plus psi plus half a plus psi. Check it out. H bar omega, look at here, what I do here is a plus a minus a plus, okay, plus half a plus, shall I take psi outside? I'll keep psi outside. This is operating on this one, this is operating on this one. Now what I do here is, h bar omega, I'll take a plus outside from this side, okay. This will be clear after again working out linear algebra. You have to treat them as a matrices usually, this operator. Is that okay? They will follow rules of matrices actually. Now look at here. Now look at here. You can't take this a minus outside here. A plus a minus is not equal to a minus a plus. Is that okay? But look at here. From this side, when I look from this side, a plus is multiplied. Am I right? From this side, I can take that one outside. I can take a plus outside from this side also actually. You have a plus here, a plus here. I'll take a plus outside from this side, okay? A minus a plus plus half over Now look at here. While multiplying again, you have to place this a plus here, you have to place this a plus here. That's it. This will become this one. Now look at here. A minus a plus. A minus a plus. How do you write that one? Now what I do here is minus half plus 1. Let me write like this. Because I want to get into this step. Is that okay? I had half over there. I'm writing that half as minus half plus 1. Clear? So that this whole thing becomes again Hamiltonian. H bar omega a plus. Check it out. Over. Now let me proceed here. H bar omega a plus cap outside h cap psi plus psi. Am I right? Just check it out. What is h cap psi? E into psi, isn't it? If I proceed this step, h bar omega a plus cap e psi plus psi. Check it out. Something is missing. H bar omega should be taken inside. H bar omega should be taken inside this step. Isn't it? This should be taken inside. This should be h bar omega. Am I right now? Clear? Now, h a plus cap h cap psi plus h bar omega psi. Isn't it? H cap psi is E psi plus h bar omega psi. Now both are scalar. Look at here. It was operator. It was scalar. Now both are scalar. This also scalar. This also scalar. Isn't it? Now look at here. You can take psi common. E plus h bar omega psi a plus cap. A plus cap, some scalar, some function. You can take this one outside. It's a constant, am I right? Operator. It will not operate on constant. It will operate only on the function, am I right? So that is the proof. Is that okay? We proved this one. Do it again so that in linear algebra you will feel little more easy. Clear? Quickly. If then, similarly, if h cap psi is equal to E into psi, if psi is the solution of Schrodinger equation with energy E, then A minus into psi, that's another function. That's the solution of Schrodinger equation with energy you can prove this one. Then you may need to take other one, okay, here while proving that one you may need to take other one. Now look at it. That's why we say them as ladder operator. Is that okay? When you operate A plus on wave function, its energy is increased by h bar omega. Or when you operate A plus on wave function, that is become other wave function whose energy is plus h bar omega higher than earlier one. Similarly, if you operate A minus on wave function, is it okay? its other function whose corresponding energy is h bar omega lesser than earlier energy. Is that okay? That's why we call it as ladder operator. Now look at here. Now I can extend the argument. Look at here. A plus operating on psi, that again, suppose, let me start with like this. Psi corresponds to energy E, am I right? So A plus psi, or let me write it here. A plus psi corresponds to energy E plus h bar omega, am I right? Similarly, I can operate A plus twice, am I right? If this is one function with energy this one, am I right? A plus operating on A plus psi, that will be of energy E plus 2 h bar omega. Can I write like this? E plus 2 h bar omega. This A plus psi, I can write as A plus square psi. And I can extend this argument. Is that okay? And I can extend this argument. If psi is the solution with energy E, A minus psi is the solution with energy, pick up. A minus square psi is the solution with energy. Here we don't have any problem. Look at here. Look at your potential. Your potential was parabolic, am I right? You can have any energy, any higher energy. Look at here. There is no violation. But you can't have any negative energy here. What is the minimum value of the potential? 0. Energy should exceed minimum value of the potential. That was the theorem, isn't it? Otherwise, wave function is not normalizable. It's not physically realizable. So there is no restriction on what you call higher energy here. But there should be some restriction on this lower energy. Are you getting my point? It should end somewhere here. Otherwise, look at here. Somehow E minus some n h bar omega, if I make it like this, after some time, this may become negative. That means there may be a function, there may be a wave function whose energy is negative. That's not possible. That should not happen. We should not allow it. Second time 2 h bar omega, n time n h bar omega. This may happen to be negative. This may dominate, isn't it? So that's why this lowering operator should end somewhere. Is that okay? Rising operator, it can rise the energy to any value. Look at here. Energy, there is no higher limit for energy, but there is lower limit. It should not be less than 0, isn't it? Yeah. Look at here. Now what I do here is, I'll keep on doing this one, okay? Whenever I operate this one, I'm getting different function, am I right? With energy h bar omega lower than the earlier one. Now what I assume is, by keep on operating, I'll get into one function, I'll call that one as lowest state. There should be some lowest state, isn't it? If you try to operate A minus on this one, you may get negative energy. Is that okay? This is the lowest state. Is that okay? This is the lowest possible state. Let us find what is the energy corresponds to that one. How did I got this one? By keep on operating A minus. Okay. How should I know that I have to end here? Because if I operate A minus on this one, I will get into negative energy. I'll call this one as lowest state. If I operate A minus on this one, if that function exists, that will correspond to negative energy. So that's why I have to write that one as 0. That function should not exist. This is the lowest state. Correspond to some positive energy or 0. I don't know. I have to find that. If I operate A minus on that lowest state, this is not that psi. Is that okay? This is some lowest function like this. Keep on operating this one. You got into some lowest state. Is that okay? If you operate, if this exists, energy would be negative. So that's why this should not exist. A minus operating on this lowest state, this should not exist. That means you have to equate that one to 0. Now this is one differential equation. What is A minus cap? What is that one? What is this one? Am I right? Plus IP cap. This is one. Check that out. A minus. What is A minus? A minus contains plus. Am I right? Plus IP cap. Now substitute. Again, you don't have to worry about this one. You have 0 right hand side. Now, I into minus IH bar dou by dou x of psi plus m omega x psi naught. Sorry. Because psi we have taken for energy E. Psi naught is the lowest energy. Psi naught is the state corresponds to lowest energy. Now this becomes one differential equation. Minus I square. Isn't it? Now you have to solve this one. You can write it as total differential equation because this is a function of x alone. One-dimensional problem. Okay? It's a function of x alone. Now, d psi naught by dx plus m omega by h bar x into psi naught is equal to 0. Variable separable? Isn't it? Minus m omega by h bar into x dx. Integrate. Log of psi naught is equal to x square by 2 integration of x. Am I right? X square by 2 plus some other constant plus some log of constant. Why I am writing log of constant? So that I can take it here, isn't it? Log of psi naught minus log of constant is equal to minus m omega by 2 h bar into x square. I can write that one as, how to write this one? Psi naught by constant. So that psi naught by constant equal to e power something. Psi naught is equal to constant into e power minus m omega by 2 h bar x square. Later you have to remember this one. Or we call this one as Gaussian, e power minus a x square. Gaussian. Now you have to normalize this. You got function, isn't it? Now you have to normalize. How do you normalize? Quickly. What is the range of interest? What is the region of interest? Minus infinity plus infinity. Plot this one later using GeoGebra. It's a bell-shaped curve. I think I told you earlier, isn't it? It's a bell-shaped curve. It is extending from minus infinity to plus infinity. This kind of curve. Is that okay? It is tending to 0 when x tends to minus infinity as well as plus infinity. X square is there. Be careful. Can you normalize? That normalization constant, I better to keep it somewhere here. Check this out, okay? I hope you know that integral, isn't it? That integral is given. Root of pi by coefficient of x square, isn't it? Root of pi by a, am I right? Over. Let me proceed. Now you need to remember this one, okay? Because they are expecting like that. You need to remember ground state of a harmonic oscillator, ground state of hydrogen atom, like that, okay? State means wave function, okay? Are you getting my point? If I say ground state means I am talking about wave function. Clear? Wait a second. What is the energy corresponds to that lowest one? How do you find? Operate H cap on that. Can I say E naught? Which H cap you have to operate? You had two H cap. Look at here. One H cap was minus of or plus of. Other H cap was plus half here, minus half here, plus half here, isn't it? Operate this one. Is that okay? Because A minus will first operate on psi naught, it will become 0. A minus psi naught equal to 0. That was the condition we have taken, am I right? Don't operate this one, operate this one, so that while operating on psi naught, you are going to operate A minus first. It will become 0. Is that okay? Look at here. H bar omega A plus A minus plus half psi naught is equal to E naught into psi naught. A minus psi naught is 0, am I right? What is this one? H bar omega by 2 psi naught is equal to, what is E naught? H bar omega by 2. Clear? Energy corresponds to that lowest state. Half H bar omega. Now look at here. You got this one, psi naught, am I right? If you want to get next higher state means state with higher energy. What you have to do? Is that okay? A plus into psi naught. It will become, I'll call it as psi 1 with some constant. I'll call it as A1. Some A1 or something, okay, some constant, or C1. Is that okay? Now, this psi 1, it's of energy H bar omega higher than this one, am I right? H bar omega higher than this one, or I'll say like this. How do you get psi 1? By operating A plus on psi naught, okay? But it need not be normalized. When you operate, it may go out of normalization. That's why I'll keep one constant, normalization constant. I call it one as normalization constant. Are you getting my point? A plus operating on psi naught, you are getting a function psi 1 whose energy is half h bar omega plus 1. So 3 by 2 h bar omega. But that need not be normalized. When you operate, you are getting a function. You are not getting a normalized function. That's why I'm keeping one constant. Normalization constant. Is that okay? Similarly, psi 2. How do you get psi 2? A plus twice. Isn't it? You have to operate twice. Corresponding energy. Isn't it? Or I better to write half h bar omega plus h bar omega. Wait a second. E1 is equal to half h bar omega plus h bar omega. E2 is equal to, speak out, half h bar omega plus 2 h bar omega. So similarly, I'll get nth state by operating A plus nth time on psi naught, but it may not be normalized. I'll keep on normalization constant. Okay. Later we can find that normalization constant actually. So whose energy will be half h bar omega plus n h bar omega. Check it out. What are the result? With energy, you can get nth state by operating A plus n times on psi naught. Is that okay? Whose energy will be, we write like this, n plus half h bar omega. Lowest possible energy is half h bar omega. You can't make energy 0. But classically, if you have a spring with mass, you can keep it as it with no motion. Am I right? You can keep that mass with no motion, no amplitude at all. Our energy depending on the amplitude. Yesterday I proved that. Am I right? If amplitude was 0, if there is no displacement from the mean position, energy was 0. Am I right? But quantum mechanically, you can't mute that energy. That is the minimum possible energy. And you don't have control over it. Look at here. If I draw those energy levels, half h bar omega, lowest one, am I right? 3 by 2 h bar omega, 5 by 2 h bar omega, gap is h bar omega. Like that. You don't have control over it. Once omega, it depends on k, remember. Don't forget this one. Omega is equal to root of k by m. K is actual physical quantity, spring constant, force constant, or whatever you say. Again, we are not applying this one for mass and spring, macroscopic body. We are applying this one for microscopic body. Is that okay? Where again Hooke's law is followed. Now, once this omega is chosen, look at here, you don't have control over it. But classically, your energy is, I think, some a square proportional to a square. Amplitude, A is amplitude. You can change amplitude, you can vary energy to any value. Is that okay? But here it is not possible. Find the difference. Now, usually those wave functions, higher wave functions are not much important, okay? You don't have to remember all of them. Again, you can find this one. He has given that one as an example. Do that one later. Psi 1 is equal to psi naught, am I right? Now you know what is this operator. You know what is this function. Operate that one. Find psi 1. It will be some x into this one. You have to find that constant again. That will be other normalization constant. That will not be the same as this one. Okay. Just remember psi naught and psi 1. Don't remember psi 1 with normalization constant. If it is needed, find that one. Is that okay? So remember psi naught, ground state, we say ground state, lowest energy state, isn't it? As Gaussian, remember this one including normalization constant. Is that okay? Remember first excited state with energy 3 by 2 h bar omega, which is x into this Gaussian. Remember like that. And you can find this one whenever it is needed, if it is needed. Is that okay? Later we shall write actually the coefficient will be Hermite polynomial. Here we can't see. We haven't solved differential equation. This was a trick actually. Yeah, actually one more proof is needed. Let me skip that proof here because I need again Hermitian conjugate concept. Okay. Over. Remember only first two state function. Okay. Even if you forgot this one, you can find that one quickly. Yeah. See the properties. See the property. Usually we don't need higher wave functions. Okay. Later let me write that one. Let me write actually if we solve using that power series method, we will get into exact function actually. Okay. Here in this operator method, it's very better to find only first few function because operating a n times on psi naught, that would be very lengthy, isn't it? You can operate one time on psi naught to find psi 1. Again to find psi 2, it would be again lengthy, isn't it? So that's why better to remember that nth state wave function in terms of Hermite polynomial. No need to remember that actually. You can just note it down later. Okay. He quoted another method. I mean power series method. Now look at it. I'll skip this derivation. I'll take it in linear algebra. Is that okay? I'll take this derivation in linear algebra. Because I need that concept actually, concept of that one. I mean, suppose F star Q cap G dx. Okay, if you have this kind of, this is also kind of inner product. Q cap G is one function, inner product with F like that. Is that okay? So that is equal to, we are going to define Hermitian conjugate of Q cap dagger, we call like that, operating on F star G dx. Okay, that's a property of Hermitian conjugate. Operator on second member is equivalent to operating its Hermitian conjugate to first member of inner product. We define like that in linear algebra. I need this one actually to prove this one. I don't know how he has taken. Yeah, he proved that one. He proved and then he proceeded. Is that okay? He proved this one and then he proceeded. Now, A plus cap, its Hermitian conjugate is A minus. A minus cap, its Hermitian conjugate is A plus. We shall do that one in linear algebra. For a time sake, just remember. I need this one to prove these two quantities actually. Yeah. If suppose if you take this one directly, I can prove that one. Look at it. A plus A minus into psi n, what it would be? A plus A minus, have you seen that one? That was in our Hamiltonian, just check it out. Write this one in terms of Hamiltonian. We call that one as number operator actually. Write A plus A minus in terms of Hamiltonian. 1 by h bar omega Hamiltonian minus half plus half. Plus minus half. Am I right? Isn't it? Operating this one on psi n is nothing but operating this one on psi n. Now do that one. 1 by h bar omega h cap psi n, isn't it? Minus half psi n, check it out. What is h cap into psi n? Psi n is the state with energy n plus half h bar omega, isn't it? So can I write like this? 1 by h bar omega n plus half h bar omega psi n. H cap psi n is equal to En into psi n, where En is n plus half h bar omega. Minus half psi n. N plus half minus half. N into psi n. We call that one as number operator, okay? Because this harmonic oscillator model is used in many other theory, in field theory and all. Same harmonic oscillator model. There, I think, they used to call this one as number operator. Because when you operate this one on state, it will give which state it is. Am I right? It will give n outside. Similarly, A minus A plus operating on psi n, you would get, I think, n plus 1 into psi n. Check it out, okay, later. You have to use other one, plus half, isn't it? Wait a second, there is easier way to remember this one. I mean, still basic way. Yeah, so there we call that as creation and annihilation operator. Here also you can call A plus A minus as creation and annihilation operator, okay? Yeah, but here he quoted it as rising and lowering operator. A plus psi n is equal to psi n plus 1, rising operator, am I right? It will take it to next state, but I should have some constant here, isn't it? I call that one as Cn. Is that okay? Now I'll try to normalize this one. I need the Cn actually. I need the Cn. Cn in this derivation actually I need that Hermitian conjugate concept. Over now look at here. Operating A plus on second member is equivalent to operating its Hermitian conjugate to first member. That's the definition actually. Or you will understand this one in linear algebra. Just take it directly. A minus A plus psi n star psi n dx. You can write like this. Where you know this one, isn't it? You know this one. That's equal to Cn star into Cn mod Cn square. Psi n plus 1 mod square dx. This is 1. Is that okay? Now A minus A plus psi n. What is that one? N plus 1 into psi n. n is integer, n plus 1 is integer. Its complex conjugate is itself. We can take it outside. We can write this one as n plus 1 into, look at here, psi n star into psi n dx is equal to mod cn square mod psi n plus 1 whole square dx. This is 1, this is 1. So that's why mod cn square is n plus 1. Is that okay? Or cn is equal to root n plus 1. That's what I wanted to prove, but you can remember. Later you have to remember that one, okay? Because that's very basic. A plus into psi n or root n plus 1 into psi n plus 1. You have to remember that. A minus into psi n. Similarly, we can prove using other one. And you have to remember these two. Now, let me just recap all of whatever we found. Okay, psi naught of x is equal to clear. Again, you can proceed and you can prove this one. Okay, you can prove this one. Nth state, that's equal to a plus operating n times on psi naught. Am I right? And we put that an, isn't it? Can you just see the proof? That is nothing but root of n factorial. Okay, just see the proof. Look at here. A plus operating on psi naught. A plus operating on psi n, root n plus 1 into root 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 1. Then what is psi 1? 1 by root 1 into a plus psi naught. Isn't it? Similarly, you can write psi 2 is equal to 1 by root 1 root 2 into a plus square psi naught, like that. You can prove. You can prove psi n is equal to 1 by root n factorial into a plus operating on n times on psi n. Pure algebra. Okay, try to prove this one. Try to prove this step. Whose energy? Energy n plus half. But we will not do this one. Okay, we will not operate this one n times. That's quite lengthy. You know that one. Along with all of this, you have to remember don't write root n minus 1 here. Okay, be careful. Quite confusing. Root n into psi n minus 1. And you should remember a plus and a minus definition also. Look at here. 2 h bar m omega, speak out, minus I p cap m omega. Check it out. Now look at here. You can add and subtract here to solve this one only for p cap, only for x cap. Am I right? Once you write x cap and p cap, you can write any observable using in terms of x cap and p cap. Kinetic energy, p cap square by 2m. Potential energy, half m omega square x square, isn't it? You can write anything using momentum and position, isn't it? So that's why write x cap and p cap in terms of a plus and a minus by adding and subtracting. Okay. So that's why anything can be done. Any problem, most of the problem, 90% of the problem can be done using only this operator method without doing even single integration. Is that okay? We can explore that property. And you have to remember this one, these two. What would happen here? A plus plus a minus, check it out, isn't it? X cap is equal to multiplying divide by root of 2 h bar m omega. Okay, manipulate that one. You don't have to remember this one. You can remember this one whenever needed. You can prove this one. So similarly, p cap you can write it as, you have to subtract, am I right? This one minus this one. I will come. Root of h bar m omega by 2. H bar by 2 or ulta, just check it out. Check it out, okay? Check it out later. Once you write these two in terms of this operator, a plus a minus, and you know how this operator behaves, any expectation value can be found actually, isn't it? Let me ask you a small question here. A plus a minus a plus square operating on psi n. What is this one? Can you do that one using this one? I am designing one operator. What is the result? Do that. Start operating one by one. Start operating one by one. A minus a plus a minus a plus psi n. First, let me operate one of the a plus square means a plus a plus. What is a plus psi n? Speak out. Root n plus 1 psi n plus 1. This is scalar, you can take outside. Or root n plus 1 outside. A minus a plus a minus, again a plus operating on psi n plus 1. What is this one? Root n plus 2 psi n plus 2, isn't it? A plus operating on psi n is root n plus 1 psi n plus 1. In place of n, if you have n plus 1, it will become n plus 1 plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 2. I hope you got the idea. Practice this one because that's needed. A minus a plus a minus, what is this one? Root n plus 2 state n plus 2. Root n plus 2 state n plus 2. Isn't it? Root n plus 2 state n plus 2. Again, root n plus 2 you can take outside. Practice this one, okay? A minus a plus a minus psi n plus 2. Check it out. Be careful. A minus operating on psi n plus 2. root n plus 1 state n plus no root n plus 2 state n plus 1. Be careful, isn't it? Are you getting my point? That is root n plus 2 into state n plus 2 minus 1, that is n plus 1. Be careful, okay? Practice that one. Best idea. Do this one so that it will be practiced. I have applied this one. In place of n, I have n plus 2. Am I right? If you have n plus 2 here, root n plus 2, n plus 2 minus 1, n plus 1. Again, take n plus 2 outside. That will become n plus 2, root n plus 2, root n plus 2, n plus 2. A minus a plus, speak out. A plus, am I right? Next one. A plus operating on this one, root n plus 2 again. A rising operator. State n plus 2. Rising operator. You had n plus 1. If you operate, you have to get higher state. Be careful. Just for practice, okay? Some random example for practice. Do it again, whether you get same answer or not, check it out. Now, A minus operating on this one, that this same situation comes, isn't it? Just for practice, okay? How to, so that you will definitely remember this one. Do this one. Many problem can be done without doing integral here. You can try problems outside, okay? 2.13, finding expectation x, expectation p, like that. Let me plot a couple of them, okay? So this is Gaussian, am I right? Ground state. First excited state, try to plot that one using your GeoGebra. That is x into e power minus some ax square, am I right? I told x into Gaussian. So that will be odd function. You have seen, am I right? This odd function, this even function, am I right? Where a is this one, okay? First one is even function, second one is odd function. Theorem from first chapter. Whenever potential is symmetric, our wave functions are alternatively even and odd, isn't it? That happened in case of symmetric well, cos, sine, like that. So here also same thing will happen, even function, odd function. Is that okay? When you plot this one, it will be like this. Antisymmetric. First excited state. Is that okay? Like that. If you plot third one, actually, third one would be like this. I hope so. Yeah, like this. That is actually second Hermite polynomial into Gaussian, actually. We shall see that one later. Generalized function. Now look at that one. This is analytic way of doing the problem. Look at here. I need expectation x in the nth state. Is that okay? Now look at here. Any nth state, if you take mod psi square, it will be symmetric about origin. Mod psi square, it will be symmetric about origin. Any state, whatever you take, if you do the position measurement, you will get as many number of reading after 0 as that of before 0. So that it will be 0. stationary state, okay, for nth stationary state. Or you can see like this, x into dx, am I right? Psi n is either even or odd, isn't it? Either you are making even function into even function or odd function into odd function, both are even function. Odd function into odd function is even function, isn't it? Are you getting my point? So that this mod psi n square is even function, multiplying with that x odd function, it should be 0. You can argue in any way. Or expectation x cap, am I right? What is your x cap operator? Psi n star x cap into psi n dx, am I right? Check it out. What is x cap operator? I define 2m omega actually I haven't proved one more thing here. Look at here. They are orthogonal also, okay? They are orthogonal also, look at here. Multiply these two and integrate. Even function, odd function, odd function. 0, we say they are orthogonal. Is that okay? If m not equal to n, it is 0. I hope you know what is the definition of Kronecker delta. We have used that one, am I right? 1 if m equal to n, 0 if m not equal to n. They are orthogonal also, remember, okay? Yeah, I need that property. That's why whatever the property we have seen, those properties are followed here, usually. Now look at here, when you go to the higher state, number of zero crossing term is increasing. Have you seen that? The same property followed in case of particle in a box. Similar property will be followed actually. You can see that one. You can observe that one. Look at here. So again, why I need that one? Because look at here. Now this should be operated. Am I right? So shall I write next step? Psi n star a plus psi n plus a minus psi n. Is that okay? A plus operating on psi n. What is this one? What is that one? Psi n star root n psi, wait a second, root n plus 1 psi n plus 1 plus root n psi n minus 1. Am I right? Check this out. Now split the integral. Split the integral. What would happen? Psi n star, this root n plus 1 outside into psi n plus 1 dx. Another one is root n outside. Psi n star psi n minus 1 dx. Roughly, look at here. Orthogonal. When n not equal to m, it is 0. Orthogonal, it is 0. You can prove like this also. Now look at here. While proving this one, I haven't done any integration. I have just used the property. Is that okay? For any nth stationary state, expectation x is 0. For stationary state, expectation p is 0. We have seen that one, am I right? For any stationary state, you can, expectation values are independent of time, am I right? Actual wave function is, speak out. You can use this one to find expectation x for n stationary state. Still it is 0. Because it will not introduce anything. Am I right? Psi star into psi. That's why you can use your Unfest theorem. Again, it is 0 for nth stationary state. Obviously, for all stationary state, it happened like that. Am I right? Expectation x is independent of time. Expectation p was 0. Nth stationary state. I am talking about stationary state. Later, do the problem of linear combination state. Okay? Now, I need expectation x square. How do you find this one? You have x cap operator. You can square that one and you can do that one. But that's not needed. Think over it. Where does x square came? Or I think you have to prove once, okay? You have to prove once. You have to prove once. Any idea? Yeah, you have to prove once, okay? Yeah, x cap operator. What is x cap operator? Root of h bar by 2m omega a plus a minus. Am I right? What is x cap square? H bar by 2m omega. Square of this one. Don't make a square plus b square plus 2ab. ab is not equal to ba here. Is that okay? This happens to be a plus square plus a minus square plus a plus a minus plus a minus a plus. Write that one twice and multiply. Be careful. These two are not equal. They are operators. Now you can do this one. H bar by 2m omega psi n star a plus square plus a minus square plus a plus a minus a plus operating on psi n dx. Look at here. Look at here. It is there in book. You can do it later. A plus square operating on this one. It will take that one to next 2 level higher. Am I right? And that will be orthogonal to this one. That part of the integral is 0. Is that okay? I can write this one as, look at here, h bar by 2m omega psi n star a plus square psi n dx. So psi n star a minus square psi n dx. So psi n star a plus a minus psi n dx plus one more term. Isn't it? Plus one more term, okay? A plus square operating on psi n, it will become psi n plus 2. What would happen? I think you have to operate twice. Root n plus 1, root n plus 2 would happen. But it doesn't matter, it is 0. It is orthogonal to this one, isn't it? A minus square operating on this one, it will take that one to 2 step lower. That is orthogonal to this one. Any two state, if m not equal to n, they are orthogonal. Not only adjacent state, is that okay? If m not equal to n, they are orthogonal. But here, a minus operating on this one, it will take one step down. Again, a plus operated, it will take one step upward, so that it will become psi n only with one constant multiplied. Normalization constant. Is that okay? Shall I do only last two part? Last two part. Expectation x square in nth stationary state, h bar by 2m omega. What is this one? A plus a minus is number operator. Number operator. Am I right? N. A plus a minus is number operator. It will become psi n star into n into psi n. You can check it out. Plus next term was psi n star. What was next term? A minus a plus psi n dx. Am I right? This will give n plus 1. Am I right? We proved earlier. Practice this one, okay? No integration is involved, only algebra and manipulation. Take this one outside. Normalization, mod psi n square, normalization. This will become over, I'll divide by 2. It's comfortable actually. H bar by m omega n plus half. Or now look at it. Similarly, you can prove for expectation p square. Because you know p cap operator, you can square that one. Now look at here. V is equal to half m omega square x square. You can remember this one, okay? So that you can find expectation x square and p square directly. Later. First do that one. Initially you have to do. Okay? Later you can do that one without doing this calculation. Okay? So find expectation of V of x in nth stationary state. Again, I'm talking about stationary state here, okay? All over the calculation. What is that one? Half m omega square outside, expectation x square. What is that one? Expectation x square. Half m omega square, h bar by m omega. Check it out. What happened? Half n plus half h bar omega. Can I write this one as half of En because this was nth energy? And you can remember this fact. Expectation of V, that will be half of total energy. And you can use that one to find expectation x square. Is that okay? You can do some reverse calculation. Are you getting my point? Now wait a second. What is expectation h cap in n stationary state? Quickly. En, isn't it? Stationary state, definite energy state. If you find expectation, you should get En, isn't it? Nth stationary state. I'll get to my part. Now, expectation h cap, I'm going to write it as kinetic energy plus potential energy p square by 2m plus potential energy is equal to En. I can write that one as expectation t cap because this is an integral, am I right? Sandwiching this operator between psi star and psi, you can split that integral. You can write expectation t, expectation v separately. Expectation v is equal to En. What is this one? We just found. What is that one? En by 2. En by 2 is equal to En. Take that En by 2 there. What did you find? Expectation t cap is equal to En by 2. Now I can grab t cap means kinetic energy operator. En by 2. What is p cap square expectation for nth state? Okay, nth stationary state. So 2 got cancelled. M into En. Check it out. Isn't it? En plus half h bar omega. You don't have to do that operator. So that's why, along with all of this calculation, remember this fact. Last fact. What is that one? Expectation t cap is equal to expectation v cap is equal to En by 2. Later we shall prove this one, okay? There is one theorem, Verrier theorem. It will directly give this result actually. In nth stationary state. For nth stationary state, this would happen. If you need expectation x cap, go for this one. If you need expectation p cap square, sorry, if you need expectation x cap square, go for this result. If you need expectation p cap square, go for this equality. You got that one. For nth station. But initially, do once, okay? Do that step once because it is needed. Suppose if I need expectation x cube, what would you do? That would be 0 actually, because x cube is odd function, isn't it? But suppose if you need x raised to 4, then you have to do that one.